36 Sesame Street for a while. Mode 36 makes mode, it's that simple. Mode makes monuments a tourist attraction. Spiral. What is a spiral? Honestly, critically, what is a spiral? Monument and ruins. Just work on mode for now. The life of mode is about construction planning and marketing. There is also the charitable side. I married 30 angels 4 years ago. We might as well try to do some good things, like mode, which I've been patiently working on over many years. We want to do mode even if it's out of our reach. We could just write about desiring the monuments for the state of Texas. 254 countries, 254 counties, 254 spirals of 120 monuments each, and we could also just redescribe mode until our eyes are blue, 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 blue. The objects we are making make money for charity, 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 because people are moved to donate and buy. The economical side of mode works. It is a money multiplier in the sense that it is made to maximize money in a win-win situation for charities, those that help victims of schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS, and rape. So what is a monument? There are church monuments, but ours aren't tombs. In fact, when done right, they are crowd builders. Mode 36 is an inclusive group. Nothing is exclusive about it. The desire for charity and the desire for seeing the monuments. Angel Hall with modes and mode 36. Donna is the most outrageous. A single monument of mode and beyond is the most single well-balanced object and the most interesting. A pair of monuments of mode is the most open of sculptures and the most connecting of sculptures around. A spiral of 120 monuments is the most shiny, radiant of the sculptures and the most grand, awesome of man-made objects. The engineering method of mode is the most beautiful and the most simple of sculptures, being log cabin-like and perimeter irregular. The most open is the most connecting, the most shiny is the most grand, the most beautiful is the most simple, the most well-balanced is the most interesting. individual mode monument to be the most interesting and well-balanced sculpture of all sculptures. We designed the pair of mode monuments to be the most open and the most connective. Interestingness leads to openness, openness leads to radiance. Beauty leads to well-balance, well-balance to connectivity, connectivity to awesomeness. Brilliance is perfect lighting, the hopeful light of mode, the hopeful colors of mode. Perfect lighting is a perfect combo of shadows, light and colors, hot and cold colors. Beauty is 2 steps before the radiance of perfect lighting, the hot and cold compositions which we did for Stay Friends was the whole of the mode spiral in a sea. What then is beauty? Ask Valerie. There are no problems with beauty. Beauty is a freedom. So our individual monuments, being the most beautiful sculptures, evoke the meaning of freedom and what follows freedom. Moses fought for, stood for freedom. Brilliance is the splendor of a whole, as Jacob's ladder was. Interestingness, well-balancedness is the part of the whole freed, which means beauty and suggests Moses' ark of the tabernacle. The open and therefore connecting pair of monuments suggest all the altars of the Lord, monuments raised by Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, and Jacob. The ark of the tabernacle leads to a vision of all of the altars, monuments raised by the Torah's characters. And those series of monuments leads to a vision of the radiance of Jacob's ladder. The most beautiful object in HaTorah, the ark of the tabernacle, well-balanced and interesting. The most open object, and this is the most connect object in the HaTorah, is the series of monuments by Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, and Jacob. The most brilliant and awesome grand object in HaTorah is Jacob's ladder. We will all want beauty, openness, and radiance in our lives. I'm not the only one. This mode project is the most charitable and the most lively project we could think of. We could think of. We could think of. We could think of the meanings of the monuments, land, ladder. The spiral is the most strange of geometries. Spiral of light, a light spiral moat. The spiral is also the most motion-changing of geometries. The strangest geometry is the most dynamic. In the most radiant, awesome, and perfectly lighted composition is found the strangest geometry. bit of spaces. The most ancient, the oldest, is the most coveted, being the best. Fields are the best places. The spiral of light, our 120 monument mode project, rests on a wide field and is open to the traveler. The light from the skies reflected off the stainless steel I-beams, which each of the 120 monuments are composed of. Let's talk about mode life, let's talk about mode life, let's talk about mode life. There is an interaction of the mode 36 with the world to make mode succeed. This is a Lon-Johnian project and not so much a literal one. Who are the mode 36? The mode 36 group is the group whose is the most on the verge of success, being the most hopeful, and the group who is the most benign. The mode narrative is the most charitable and the most lively there is. Perfectly lit spirals, fragmented spirals made of polished stained stainless steel. Texas, the state has 254 counties. Each county is the best at something in its own way, just as each shape in a different spiral composition of is the best in its own unique way. See our book Angel Pole. 254 counties, 254 different kinds of shapes which make up a spiral of light. County in the state of Texas gets its own spiral of light. Texas, the state, is the most tracked and the most blank of the 50 states of the Union. To make several mode proposals for the sponsors. A sponsor is the most generous and the most relaxed of all business people. A tourist is the most amazed and the most useful of people. A saying is the most defensive and the most successful of actions. The state of Texas has 254 smaller divisions or counties. Spiritual golf is one way to raise money for mode. Spiritual golf is one way to raise money for mode. CEOs of differing companies play the mode the most mysterious and the most narrative of all games. A spiritual golf tournament held each year on surprise dates will determine the funding for 10 mode-light spirals for 10 Texas counties that year. There will be 26 tournaments over 26 years to complete the fundraising and the building of the 254 spirals of light. Mode cost $6 billion to erect. Mode as a whole is the sum of all of the light spirals. A year is the most comprehensive and the most diverse of all measurements. A game is the most public and the most inclusive of all activities. Technology is the most necessary and the most useful tool for fundraising. Angels know all, they are the most caring and knowledgeable of all beings. Only CEOs and angels seem to know how to play spiritual golf. There are secret codes to the beginning of a game of spiritual golf which engage both CEOs with angels in playing a tournament. CEOs who are picked to play with angels in a spiritual golf tournament channel them as a requirement for play. Angels are channeled not in the form of hallucinations, which are illusions, but through the measured strokes and syllables of the breath, which, when possessed by angels, form a language to communicate with them. Spiritual golf of note is a defense only, not an aggression. A defense is the most patient and the best event of the will of all of the will's events. What is a CEO? A CEO is a business leader who is super rich. It is commonly known that CEOs have become super rich from business competition in the free market of capitalism. Angels take turns and are always fair. They could buy a book, they could sponsor merch, they could help with publicity, and they could be